Hello and welcome to Math 8, Unit 3B, Lesson 1. Today's objective is scholars will construct and evaluate scatter plots from bivariate data. So you may see some words in there that you're not familiar with. Make sure that you have your notes out and ready to go. Okay, first question, what is bivariate data? Well, bivariate data is data with two variables. That's why it's called bivariate, where BI means two. So an example, something like age versus height, or car mileage versus value. So we use bivariate data to compare and try to find patterns. We're looking for patterns with our bivariate data. So what is a scatter plot? So a scatter plot is just a way to display bivariate data on a graph that helps us to see the patterns in that data. So for example, let's look here. Blow this up a little bit for you. So first we have, this is univariate data. Notice it only has one thing. We're looking at restaurant sandwiches at fat grams. Here, bivariate data, we're looking at two things. We're looking at fat grams versus the number of calories. That's what makes it bivariate. We're looking at two things and comparing them. Finally, we can make a scatter plot. It helps us to see what's going on. So looking at this table over here, you can't really tell if there's a pattern very well. But if you see it on here, you can see that it has this pattern. So that is why we put them onto scatter plots. Okay, so what are the features of a scatter plot? So a scatter plot has different features. First one is something called clusters. A cluster is just a group of data points. So you see this cluster right here. There's a cluster. The next thing we talk about is gaps. Gaps are areas within the pattern that have no data points. So right here, there's a gap. It still fits the pattern. So if I drew a line for the pattern, let's draw a line in green. If I drew a line for this pattern, that's still in the pattern, but there's no data there. And finally, we have outliers. Outliers are data points that do not fit the pattern, and they're far away from the others. So in this case, this would be an outlier. It doesn't fit the pattern, and it's far away from our other points. Okay, so how can we make a scatter plot? First things first, here we're looking at hours in the mall compared to dollars spent. So we're going to choose, we have our X is hours in the mall. So we're going to label it. And then this is our dollars spent. Dollars. Be writing sideways. Okay. And then really all we're going to do is we're going to go through. We're going to choose, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look like 10 is the most hours. I see the highest amount of dollars spent was 100. So let's make this 90, 80, 70. Remember, they have to be evenly spaced, so we have to choose what we're counting by. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. These are both 0. Okay, so all I'm going to do, so I have this one, 10 hours at the mall, they spent $40. So I'm going to come over here, hours from 10, I'd go up to 40. And that's where I'm going to put a point. Right there. Now that one's done. Now let's do another one. Here in 8 hours, they spent $15. So from 8 hours, I'm going to go up and halfway between 10 and 20. And I'm just going to do this for each one. Next one is 9:24. 9, I'm go up about halfway here, 24. That one's done. Then I have 3:20. So I'll come to 3 hours, up to 20. I'm going to put a point there. Now, you would do these all the same color. And again, we're going to keep going. I should have as many points as I have rows. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 points. So I should, by the time I'm done, I should have 12 points. Okay, so I've got all of my points now. And now you can see, we look at this and then we can see if we have any clusters. See a cluster right here. We have a pattern. We can look for outliers. This one over here looks like an outlier. So that's what we're looking for, okay? So if you have any questions, come see me in class. Otherwise, you should be doing well. Talk to you later.